Jay and Sunny. They talk about it all, the serious or the funny. LGBT community, keep it 100. We gon' be honest, ooh, we gon' be honest. Tonight's gonna be controversial. I'm predicted in the script with no rehearsal. Keep the whole world tuned in. Night Talk Radio, Night Talk Live, Night Talk Live, Night Talk Live. Don't touch the dial, tune in now. Night Talk Live, Night Talk Live, Night Talk Live. Turn it up now, 'cause we on now. Night Talk Radio, Night Talk Radio, Night Talk Radio. JL and Sunny. Ooh, Night Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Night Talk Live. It's an exciting time this evening in Loudmouth Radio Network, and we want to thank all our listeners for tuning in. You actually are listening to this feed live via blogtalkradio.com, Loudmouth Radio. You can connect with us on Facebook, and that is facebook.com/loudmouthonline, and like our page. Feel free to post questions and comments on our Loudmouth Radio page on Blog Talk, and follow our upcoming broadcasts. This evening, we will actually broadcast from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are available for live chat on blogtalkradio.com/loudmouthradio. If you have questions regarding this broadcast or would like to reach us, feel free to call our Loudmouth Media offices at 706-363-3895. And we also want to share with you that this program will be available for download and on demand on blogtalkradio.com/loudmouthradio anytime after 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, we want to thank everyone for listening in to Loudmouth Radio, the Internet's hottest online radio network. And our shows are geared towards covering topics that empower, inspire, and entertain. Connect with us live, online, and on demand, 24/7 on loudmouthradio.com. And now your host for the evening is the Night Talk Live himself, J.L. King.
Hello. How's everyone this evening? What's up, Sonny? I am so excited about this show. This is my first time doing my solo act, which I love. It's going to be a great series of talk discussions that I have already started working on, some great guests. Give you a chance to call in and post questions to me. The show is going to be all about motivation, uplifting, and inspiring you and others to live the best life that you can live, to live a life of faith over fear, and make your haters your motivators. That tagline, make your haters your motivators, I kind of borrowed that from a very popular air personality that used to be on a big radio station here in Atlanta years ago. It's before she signed off, she would always say, make your haters your motivators. And so I'm going to borrow that from her. She's a friend of mine, and to give it to you as a gift. And always remember, don't let anybody tear you down. If people in your life are not lifting you up or making your life better or can put a smile on your face, or my favorite, to make you LOL, then they don't need to be in your life. Well, it's a rainy evening in beautiful Midtown Atlanta, which I'm glad we have today because the pollen count has been crazy over the past couple of days. For those listeners who live in Atlanta, you know we are going through our yellow out right now. That's what we call it, where everything is yellow. The cars are yellow from the pollen. If you leave your windows open, you come home, you got yellow dust all over your furniture. And if you, like me, and suffer from allergies, you can't even go outside. Out and to take my dog out, and my dog was so coughing, even he was coughing, and I came back and it was nothing but pure yellow on the napkin. So so if you're out there, be careful. Don't let this pollen get you down, because it definitely can make your life miserable. Well, this week for me, we always start out with what's going on in my world, and if you're listening, I want you to call in, go on Facebook, and send your questions Our producer and CEO, Sonny, is standing by to let me know when you do call in and what questions you post. Tonight we're going to have a very special guest that's going to call in around 8:30. She's a good colleague of mine, Ms. Wagner out of Houston, Texas, who's going to talk a little bit tonight about how to turn your book into Spanish. That Latino market is huge. As you know or have kept up with the census, that the Latino market is the largest minority market in the world, and that in the United States, African Americans are no longer the largest minority market, but Latinos. So we, as authors and as business people, whether you music or you write books or you do any type of business where you need consumers, we all need to start looking at our global brand and expanding our reach. And to have a book done in Spanish, that is a new market for a lot of authors. I know personally I want to put all my books in Spanish and really get that market, untapped market for a lot of African-American authors. So at 8:30, our guest, Ms. Wagner, will be calling in, and we're going to talk about how to turn your book into Spanish, as well as she and I are doing a seminar in Houston on April the 20th, and we want to talk about that, and we're going to give away a free registration. So if you live in Houston and you would like to attend our April 20th How to Write a Book seminar, you definitely want to call in, and so we can see if you could be the lucky winner of this seminar. And it's going to be awesome. I'm one of the premier speakers. Ms. Wagner is speaking, and we're going to just give you a lot of great information. And a lot of authors out there, you need information and education. Because I am an author, I'm a writing coach, I love anything doing with books and the written word. So you'll hear a lot from my show about books, authors, and that type of thing, as well as we're looking at doing some things with some young people. I'm really big on trying to get young people from the age of 13 to 18 years old to become authors. And I'm working with a sister out of Augusta, Georgia, who is going to start a new institute for young people from the age of 13 to 18 to get them to understand how to write and become published. That will give those young people opportunity to have an edge on their peers and save money toward their college education, as well as to become a role model for other young people to see that you don't have to be an adult to become an author. You don't have to be an adult to write music or to produce music. I think that wherever you are and the talent is there and the parent can see it, they need to take it. I love what they do in Japan and China, where they have their young people as young as 6, 5 years old taking piano lessons, and you see them on TV where they become concert pianists because their parents started grooming them at a very young age. So we want to make sure that you stay tuned to Night Talk Live with JL, a.k.a. Daddy King. Everybody knows him, our tag name, Daddy King. And the other thing, since we're on the subject, when I get inboxes from my Facebook friends, I got close to 5,000, and I use that Daddy King for everything I do. A lot of people call me Daddy, that Daddy King, Daddy. And I think the reason I use that tagline because, first of all, I consider myself being wise with a lot of wisdom. I'm older. I'm not a kid. I've lived, and I've experienced a lot of things. And a lot of people are looking for advice or they're looking for someone to talk to that they respect. And I'm so thankful that I do get a lot of love and a lot of respect from my friends on Facebook who call me Daddy King. And it makes me feel good when I get a message from someone saying, Daddy King, can we talk? I told my daughter this past weekend when I was in D.C., and I said, well, how do you feel about everybody calling your father Daddy King? She they can call you Daddy King, but you're my daddy. So she understands the brand, and she understands that she's sharing her father with so many people that need to have a role model. I also was going in the news today. I was watching earlier today that there's a lot of things that's coming up with this gun control thing. I don't know how you feel about that. Me personally, I don't own a gun. I don't have a gun in my home. I think that I would be even nervous if I went to someone else's house and they had a gun there because too many accidents happen because of guns. I don't think it's a gun, it's because of people. Sometimes you go to a party and people get a little upset because of something or the liquor is flowing too heavy, and it seems like always some type of confrontation breaks out. And what happens is somebody goes grab a gun. And if you look at some of the senseless killings that has happened in our country because of guns. It all starts because of an argument or disagreement. So I've been kind of staying on top of this new gun law and see exactly where it's going to go. But I agree with a lot of powerful people that it's going to be hard to make a major change with that because of the National Rifle Association. It's a powerful lobbyist group, and they put a lot of money, millions of dollars, into the pockets of congressmen and senators in D.C., especially when it's time for them to run for re-election. So because those type of powerful people control laws and bills to pass, and they're looking for money as well, I think we're in for an uphill battle to make a change. But there's so many young people getting killed needlessly because summer's right around the corner. And whenever summer comes around and the young people don't have anything to do, they start to get into trouble. And the last thing we need to have available for them is access to a gun. So I'm really excited about hearing what's going to happen with that to save and make our community more safe. Now, I know if you're out there listening, I've been pushing today on Facebook as well as other Twitter that this show will be on tonight from 8 to 9. And I really want you to tune in and listen. According to what I'm told, this show, Night Talk, is doing well. I'll say this. We're probably the number one fastest-growing blog talk show on the Internet. I think last time I heard the numbers, we were right over 10,000 listeners and growing. So I feel good about that, and I love the love. Even if you're not listening live right now, you can also go back and listen to this episode and other episodes. I also want to give a shout-out to my other fellow colleagues that's part of Loudmouth Radio. That's Jazzy Jones. And also my good buddy Roderick Watkins, who's on the air. Roderick's on Monday, and Jazz is on Tuesday. Then they'll start soon. Sunny's going to have her own show on Wednesday. So we're trying to do the darn thing, trying to blow it up and give a platform for everybody to be promoted. Also, if you have any type of event coming up or you would like to talk about something that's going on in your world that's impacting our community, please contact Sunny, and she can get that turned into a commercial for you. If you're not a profit, I don't think we charge. But if you're a for-profit and you have a business, what better way of promoting your business, big or small, than Night Talk Live with Daddy King? That way you can at least reach 10,000-plus people and drive them to your business, your establishment. I talked to a girlfriend of mine earlier this week, and she started a new cupcake company. And I told her, well, everybody's doing cupcakes nowadays. I said, but you need to promote your cupcakes. So why don't you contact Sunny and let us do a spot for you so you can have an edge on your competition of cupcakes. And I love her cupcakes are to die for. Her red velvet cupcakes are to die for. I think what makes her cupcakes so good is that she puts just as much cream cheese icing on each cupcake. So when you bite into that bad boy, the red velvet is moist, and then you have that sweet, tangy cream cheese on top. Oh my God. I love it. So again, if you have a business and you want to get it promoted, please reach out to us. We're on Facebook as well. So you can email me on Facebook, inbox me on Facebook, and I'll make sure I support you in the right direction. Now, I was in D.C. this past weekend and spent some time with my daughter. You know, father-daughter, that father-daughter time is so important. And for all the fathers out there that's listening, love your kids. Tell them you love them. They never get too old. I love being around my daughter because it's true that the parent becomes the child and the child becomes the parent. Because when I'm with my daughter and my son, they treat me now like I'm the child. You know, it's funny, but I love it. I love it. I love the fact that they care for me and they look after me. And so if you have a child out there and you're a father, please be in touch with your child. Also, a good thing coming up, I met with another buddy of mine that we're in the process of starting the African American Gay Fathers Association. The Gay Fathers Association is going to be a national organization where black gay men who are fathers who want to be in the lives of their children will have a way to get the support, the information, and the education so they can fight the system if their baby's mother is keeping them away from them because of their sexual orientation. And I know there's a lot of men out there who would love to be involved with their children's lives, but because of them being gay, they are ostracized and kept away from the threats of the mother. So this new organization, the African American Gay Fathers Association, I'll be giving you more information about that later on as we begin to develop it. I'm going to have the executive director on as well, and I'm also working with a brother who is writing a book called The African American Gay Father's Guide for fathers who want to be in the lives of their children. So I've really got my hands into a lot of things. I'm so excited because if I wasn't busy, I would be miserable and depressed. My show with Oprah, Where Are They Now, was originally scheduled to air next Tuesday, April 16th, but we were told by Harpo it has now been moved to Sunday, April 21st, because Oprah wanted it to be on a Sunday because that's the largest viewing audience. So, again, she's going to do some big things for this show and for me, and I will always be grateful for Lady O for always being in my corner. The show that I'm going to do next week, which I'm still contemplating, but I did put it out in the universe, is that how to utilize the social media market to not only increase your brand and your visibility, but also to help keep those people who lie on you away from you. And social media is wonderful, but take it personally, people can use it for any way they can, and once it's out there, it's out there. And I talk to a lot of people who always say that it can be good or bad. So I think next week I'm going to do a show with some social marketing experts to talk about how to do cleanup and how to make sure that your reputation is not slandered because of what somebody puts on the Internet. So I'm excited about that show. That should be an interesting show. Also, I would like for you, if you have a show idea that you want me to talk about or you'd like to come on as a guest because you're doing something big, you want the world to know about it, please get in contact with us so that we can get you scheduled about your show. But in the meantime, if Sunny is listening, I'm going to take a break and let her give you all the contact information on how to reach me tonight and how to call in and how to listen in. Sunny, take it away.
Good evening, and thank you, JL. We want to welcome everyone to Loudmouth Radio Network, the hottest internet radio network that's covering topics that are geared towards empowerment, inspiration, and entertainment. So make sure you connect with us live, online, and on demand 24/7 on loudmouthradio.com. If you're actually listening to this show and would like to call in as a live guest, please call 347-826-7520. And feel free to voice your opinions or ask questions to our guests or our host. We also want you to know that you can like our page on Blog Talk, which you'll find on Loudmouth Radio, as well as follow our upcoming broadcasts. Our shows are doing very well online, so even if you can't remember all the information that I'm giving you, be sure to go to Google, just type in Loudmouth Radio. You'll see quite a bit that'll come up in regards to our shows. You'll actually see our upcoming shows. So, and if you missed the live feed, you're able to archive on demand any of our episodes that are actually available. And we want to thank and congratulate JL tonight for his debut as Night Talk Live with JL King, individually as his own host for this show. He's doing a wonderful job. We're really proud of him. So, as he said, he's coining himself Daddy King. So if you guys would like to reach out to him or post anything, feel free to post those questions or statements right on our Blog Talk channel. You can actually message us directly from there, as well as like our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/loudmouthonline. And now, back to JL.
Thank you, Sonny. Thank you for sharing that great information. Like I said, Sonny's doing a great job. She has a big vision to do some big things, and she really, I feel, we believe in her, and that's why we do this when we do it, to support her, because we know that her vision is going to really touch a lot of lives, and I feel honored to be part of her team and be one of her air personalities to be part of this. And it's only going to get better, my friends. It's only going to get better. I'm going to read an email that I got earlier today from someone who knew that I was going to be on the air tonight out of Baltimore. And this is a person who I've known for a little while. And he said, I can't listen in because I'll be at work, but I do want to raise this question to you. And the question that he raised was, if you think that you have been exposed to HIV, but you are afraid to get tested and you have no one to talk to, what should you do? And I know one of the things that I have heard when I used to really be big in the HIV education and prevention world is that there were so many people who were HIV positive, but they don't even know it because of stigma, because of being afraid. And so that fear is so huge that it still clouds a lot of people's lives. So I sent an email back to my buddy, and he just asked me to read that because he wanted to see if any of you could give him some advice on what he should do. And I know we all say, just go get tested. Go get tested. Just take the test. That's going to be the first thing. That's easy to say. But when you are married and you got kids and you have not been out there and now you might have been exposed, it's not as easy as just take the test, because it will impact a lot of people. So if you have some good advice for my buddy who wanted to know what should he do, please email me, text Sonny, Facebook us on our white page and give me some advice, and I will make sure that he listens in to this show so he can hear from you. But I just told him, of course, I said, well, bro, talk to somebody in the medical field that you trust and let them hold your hand through the process. Don't just not take the test, especially since you do have a wife and in a committed relationship, but you definitely want to protect all the innocent bystanders. So, again, if you work in the HIV field or if you have been in that same situation and you have some good advice for my buddy, please reach out to me and let me help him get over this fear. He's definitely going through it right now. Again, we appreciate your email questions. That's a great way. A lot of people don't want to call in because they're afraid to be on the air. So please email me, Facebook Night Talk, and with your questions, and I will make sure that I will read them online and get back to you. And again, I want to thank everybody who has reached out to me and just said thank you. I enjoyed the show, love the show, great job, and I really appreciate that because that encourages me. That encourages not only Roderick and Jazz and Sonny and all of us to know that you're listening to us and that you like what we're doing, and that we really thank you from the very bottom of our heart. I know one thing I'm going to talk to Sonny about this weekend. I need to get a jingle for my own show. And right now, the current song is The Light Talk Live with Sonny and JL, which is a fabulous song. However, now that it's not Light Talk with Sonny and JL, we need a new song, Sonny. So keep that in mind for our next meeting, that we need to get some type of a song. All of us have songs, really. So if you're a musician or you write music or produce music, please get in contact with us, and maybe we will commission you to do a special jingle for not only my show, but maybe for Jazz and Roderick's show as well. But I definitely know that I want some music at the beginning and at the end of this show. So, again, they're just all about giving you opportunities, because I look at this show, and not just J.L. King show, this is your show as well. When Sonny and I first came together to talk about doing the show, we wanted to make it for the people. And it's funny that at first it was going to be just for LGBTQ, but it has now evolved to everybody. We don't want to segregate anybody regardless of their sexual orientation. We have opened it up now, so it's not just about gay, lesbian, transgender, queer. This is bisexual. This is for all of you to use this as a platform to be heard and to speak up and to be entertained. So we want you to know that this show is all about us. It's not about me. It's about us. And when all people come together, then, we can't be stopped at all. We're also going to be doing some live on-location shows, at least I know I'm going to. The summer's coming up right around the corner, and there's a lot of things going on in the beautiful city of Atlanta. So I'll be starting to look at what's going on in the city, whether it's the art exhibit at the Hot Museum or a new flower plant exhibit at Botanical Gardens, or even a jazz club that's having a special open mic. I think I'm going to do some on-site live shows and interview some of the folk in the audience and let you listen in to what's going on. I got a client who just wrote a great book, and she's going to be doing a live reading at Cat's Cafe, which is one of my favorite places in Midtown, soon. So I may do my show live this week on a Thursday night and let you guys listen in to her fabulous music that she's going to have there, as well as her amazing spoken word. Again, taking the show out the box and taking it into the community is what Night Talk is all about. So, on that note, I know that you guys are so excited about my guest, and she'll be calling in within the next 5 minutes. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you when she does call, but this is a sister who speaks Spanish just like a lot of us speak English. This is an educator out of the Houston area that is so smart and so sharp that when I first met her probably over 10 years ago, I was blown away with this sister. She's a published author. She's written a couple books. And then we have decided to come together to do these seminars around the country because she brings something that I don't have, and I bring something that she doesn't have. And we just going to utilize both of our expertise to educate and empower you. So I can't wait till she calls in, Ms. Wagner, so she can really talk about how to turn a book into Spanish, and then what's the best way to tap into that Latino market. Because I know in Atlanta, everywhere you go, Latinos everywhere. You go to a soul food restaurant, and you got Latinos working in the kitchen. You go to Starbucks, most of the Starbucks have Latinos working. You go to the airport, most of the people I see working are Latinos. So again, I wish I spoke Spanish. I really wish I did. I wish I could go back down to high school and have taken a Spanish class. Because now if you're bilingual like that and you speak both, that definitely will give you an edge. If you want to, the new people out there trying to find a job and come out of college, I would highly suggest that you learn how to speak Spanish, because that can probably give you more money, that make you more marketable, and I think you should do it. Just like playing the piano. I'm going to start taking piano lessons soon. I know how to play the piano now, but I want to fine-tune my skills because I've always wanted to be a pianist at a really fancy hotel bar and just sit there, play songs all night long, and have a tip cut for the grand, baby grand. And I think that would be a fabulous way to end my life, is just to play beautiful music for beautiful people. So no matter where you are, you're never too old to learn. You can teach a new dog new tricks. And why not start now? You don't have to wait till tomorrow. Why not now? We live in an age where everything is available for us. One of the other things I'm going to do, too, is if I got anybody that knows how to crochet, hit me up. I want to crochet a scarf before this year is over. My birthday is December the 4th, and I am going to crochet a scarf. There's a brother out of Milwaukee, and this dude can crochet his butt off. And you should see some of his work. He does gloves, caftans, he does blankets, he does capes, he does. Oh, this brother is amazing at what he can create. And he was going to teach me over the telephone. He was going to Skype lessons. But he's a full-time school teacher as well, and father. So we never got a chance to get together. But I do have all of my equipment. I got the yarn, I got the needles. And so I got everything I need to start the class or to learn. And I got another girlfriend in Atlanta, Felicia, who was on my guest last week. And speaking of, I want to thank all those 8 beautiful, smart authors who called in last week and gave all that great advice on their books and their writing publishing process. I love you for that. But Felicia, which was one of our last guests, also crochets, and she's amazing with it, and she's promised me to teach me. It just, I had to slow my butt down to get with her so she could teach me how to crochet a scarf. It's on my bucket list. You know, when you have a bucket list, bucket list is when you want to, all the things you want to do in your life before you die, they say put it on your bucket list. Well, I don't have a lot of things on my list because I've done a lot, but I know crocheting is on the list. Crocheting, playing the piano, and traveling around the world and just being a nomad is what I want to do. Not jump out of an airplane, not skydive, not deep sea, none of that. I ain't trying to go there, but there are things that I really want to do. And so if you're out there and you got some things you want to do, please, just as they say, just do it. Just do it. Come on, we're waiting on our guests to come in. One thing I want you to take a look at on my Facebook page is I'm going to start focusing on people who I admire. And I used to do that with my Friday Friends feature. But last night I was watching The Apprentice, The Celebrity Apprentice. And I started looking and watching Donald Trump. And I don't care what you say about Donald Trump, what you think about him. I have so much respect for that dude. He has raised his children to be superstar successes like he is. If you ever take a look at a Celebrity Apprentice, Donald Trump loves his children, loves his family. He has instilled in them business ethics, and they're all multi-millionaires. They stand beside him. They're part of the business, part of the company, and he is overly successful. You can't hate on him because the man's a billionaire. And not only that, but he has a great spirit. I know he said some crazy off-the-page things about Obama and some other stuff, but if you really look at Donald Trump's life and how successful he is and how great of a father that he is, based on what we see watching him on TV. Now, we're not at his house or we're not there with the kids, but just from what I have seen, he is an amazing father, and most men, at least I wish that I could provide my children what he has given his children. Of course, we give our children love, we give them respect, and we try to raise them the best we can, but Donald Trump has gave his kids, he has 5 kids. The 3 oldest ones by his first wife, and then the girl Tiffany by his second wife, and then his new wife got a son by him. And this man's still making babies. He's in his late 60s. So Donald Trump is my idol, and he's my hero of the week because of the way he has raised his children. And so as I was watching Celebrity Apprentice, and I looked at Eric and I looked at Don Jr., and they're well-dressed, they're well-spoken, and, of course, his daughter, she's gorgeous. And we need to take another look at our teenagers. And they run around with their pants off their butts and running around like crazy and trying to get their hustle on and trying to be thugs when they need to be more refined so they can have better lives. And I know that I was out today and I saw this brother walking in the store and his pants were so low he couldn't even walk. And I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed because he had the nerve to come into a public place with his pants that low. And you see it everywhere. You see it everywhere of young men just having no self-respect for themselves or for our community by just wearing their pants so low. Where is that? We know where it comes from, but what is that all about? Is it ever going to stop? Is it ever going away? I think it's become now not just a fad, because fads don't normally last that long. Fads normally will come and go, but this sagging thing has been around for years. And I don't see it going away no time soon. So on that note, my guest is supposed to call in at 8:30. It's now 8:32. Funny dude, is she on the line yet? I don't know if Funny.
Hello.
Miss Wagner?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I've been listening for
how
are you?
Oh, hey, y'all. They just tell me you're queued in. Welcome to Night Talk with your host, Daddy King. How are you doing?
Muy buenas noches, Papi King. ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm blessed. I'm happy knowing that you're on the line. And I've already did like a pre-introduction of you already and just told people how I met you over 10 years ago and how impressed I was with you and how you speak Spanish so fluently and how my listeners, all 10,000 plus, need to seriously take a look at the Latino market, the fastest growing, largest minority market in the world. And I wish I do Spanish. And the reason I wanted you to be my guest on tonight is to talk to all the authors and writers that are listening in or who will listen to our show on what is some steps that a author or a writer can take to translate their book into Spanish.
Well, in order to get your book translated into Spanish, it's a very simple process, but you have to be very meticulous and selective about who you get to do it, because everyone who speaks Spanish is not necessarily literate in the language. There's certain criteria, as long as you can consider their level of expertise in terms of writing formal Spanish, and if they understand the nuance of the language and understand how to translate literal expressions, as long as they're reasonably priced. I think those are the 3 criteria that one should look for, and a person who has passion for what they do. And you know, the Latino market is extremely large. It's ever growing, and it would just be wise for anyone to tap into that market, particularly because we have more in common than not. And so all the things we write about are universal. So whatever pain, joy, goals you have, they have them too. So I think it behooves us all to tap into that market.
So then, so if I were an urban fiction book, urban fiction is really big in our community. About my baby mama shot my boyfriend type drama. Can you translate that message or that story into Spanish and keep it true to the story?
Exacto. Exactly, yes. I mean, the book can be translated and the authenticity will not be lost. Exactly. Again, you want a person who will not just translate things literally, but who will, capture the essence of what you're saying and then use like an equivalent expression in Spanish where they'll really understand it. For instance, if, you're writing in a book, you have urban diction, and you're saying, this person that I knew was really good people. And there is an expression that we use, in the Latino community that says, oh, es muy buena gente. They're good people. Or if you say, for instance, I can't stand this person, there's an expression that says, no la puedo ver ni en pintura. I mean, so there's certain expressions that a Spanish speaker will hear and go, oh, wow, this person really has, native fluency, or their interpreter, their translator had native fluency, and so they really feel our vibe and they understand our lingo. So absolutely.
Have you ever done any research as an author and an educator and a teacher? Have you ever done any research on turning any of your books into Spanish?
Turning any what now?
Any of your books into Spanish.
Any what kind of book?
Any of your books. Have you had turned any of your books?
Yes, I have. I mean, actually, all of my instructional materials are in English and Spanish. I have an array of workbooks that deal with reading, writing, grammar, and problem-solving strategies. And I first wrote them in English, and I actually write chants in English. So when I interpreted those songs, all my chants into Spanish, it was very fascinating. So I've actually done it. And sometimes you cannot translate literally word for word what something means because of the rhythm. You have to consider keeping the rhythm the same, the cadence the same. So you just kind of capture the concept. And it's actually exhilarating. It's fun.
I bet. I know some of my listeners may be wanting to know how to do that. Do you do this? Is that a business that you offer, turning books into Spanish?
Oh, yeah. It absolutely is an aspect of the business. My website is shanwag.com, SHANWAG.com. And if you go there, you'll see not only my credentials and my extensive experience in the world of bilingual education, but you'll see testimonials from people from all walks of life who have gone to my workshop and who have seen me in action. I've also written exams and assessments, in particular for the state of Oregon for Pacific Oaks College. I actually wrote an exam to test bilingual teacher competency to make sure that they were fluent in English and Spanish. So I have an array of experiences. Also, I've translated state exams, like for the Port Arthur School District one year. I actually translated their state assessment into Spanish. So I definitely have the credibility and the experience to do that. Absolutely.
Well, so all my listeners out there, make sure Ms. Wagner, give us your website again so people can write it down and get in contact with you if you want to turn a book into Spanish.
Okay, my website is www.shanwag.com. That's SHANWAG.com. Shanwag.com.
Okay, so I may have you turn one of my feature books in because I think it's amazing and it's smart. That's because of the book business and the book industry has changed so much, so competitive, and everybody's looking for a new way of getting their books out there. I mean, you would be crazy not to look at the Latino market and crazy not to market your book to that market. They're so close to being
and I must add one more thing. In addition to just reaching the market for commercial purposes, the alarming dropout rate, particularly among Latino and African-American people, and any ethnicity, of course, it's a travesty to see a dropout. But the interest in reading is waning among our youth. So I think that a lot of the urban books speak to their lives in the first place. So if they had access to books in Spanish that dealt with their reality, that would compel them to read, and that would, of course, impact their literacy skills and help the dropout rate to decrease. So that's something else to consider, for commercial success and for saving our generation of children, because 60% of all inmates cannot read. So there was a spiritual accountability that I feel as well for doing this.
And I see that you're the perfect person for the task. And you mentioned earlier about your workshops. We are excited. I'm going to just talk a little bit. It's a good way to segue into I talk about our workshop that we're doing in Houston next weekend. So why don't you tell everybody about what you got planned for us in Houston?
Okay. Well, in Houston, we're going to present our debut seminar called Writing 411, and it is basically about empowerment. I have attended myself over the years several so-called writing workshops or workshops for authors, and what I ended up finding was people discussing what to do, but they never really showed how to do things. And so in our workshop, we meet a person where he or she is. If the individual has written a book, yet is clueless about how to go about the process of editing, they will be empowered with very quick, easy-to-remember strategies to do that. If the person is clueless about how to even begin the writing process because they have jumbled thoughts that they cannot seem to get on paper, they will, in that workshop, experience, I guess, what you would call a downloading of their feelings, because we show them exactly how to download those ideas and then to organize those ideas and thirdly to elaborate. And then for that seasoned writer who understands that the best teachers in the world are those who are lifelong learners, who realize they don't know everything and wants to come and learn more to hone their skills and to become even better at being witty writers and masters of word use, can come. So it doesn't matter who you are or where you are in the writing process. The goal is to be empowered. You will walk out of there with materials and with experience and with skills to facilitate your completion. And most importantly, you will feel validated because it's very engaging, very interactive. We use music, we use chanting, and we share. So you won't be talked at, you'll be talked with.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
And I'm honored to be part of it, and I can't wait to get to Houston. I haven't been there in a long time. So all my Houston listeners, I plan on looking for you in the audience on the 20th of April. So Ms. Wagner, tell my listeners how to register for the workshop, how they can learn more about it.
Yes. What you do is you go to another website, shanwagworkshops.com. So it's very similar to my first website. It's S as in sugar, H as in happy, ANWAG, workshops.com. And on that site, you will not only see my headshot and JL's headshot, and you will see a brief description or an overview on the first page, but you can also click on a link and get a very detailed explanation of exactly what you will be getting in that workshop before you click on the button to pay. So there will be no stone unturned.
It's only $129. The workshop like this will normally cost you $499, $599. So we have priced this at a low price point because we really want to share the love and share the blessings and create more new best-selling authors. So I'm excited about and more important than that, tell us where the workshop is going to be held at. This is amazing.
The workshop will be held at Lady L Boutique, which is located in the Houston Galleria. It's a very nice venue owned by former Destiny Child member LaToya Leckett and her mother, and she is a beautiful and very talented singer in her own right. Her mother, who is also planning to write a memoir, is a very lovely person, and the studio or the boutique has a dance studio on the back, but it's just very spacious and they're very the decor is wonderful. And so it will be a very centrally located place. The Galleria, is the best place to be for shopping and eating. But I wanted to also say that we will be very professional, and at the conclusion of the workshop, of course, we will have people to give evaluations, and we also will have the audience to give in their feedback about what they feel that workshop was worth. Because even though they're only paying $129, I guarantee you they will say, I would have paid $500 for this workshop, or I would have paid this amount. And that, JL, is the information that you and I will take to determine what the future price will be. So I think if people are really serious, they should probably jump on board now while the price is what it is.
Hey, man, and on top of all that, we will be giving away a $5,000 publishing package to a lucky attendee. So not only are you going to get an opportunity to get all this great information, great education at such a low price in a beautiful establishment at the beautiful Galleria, you also could walk away with a $5,000 publishing package. So please get in contact with my co-trainer and let her know if you want to sign up. I know seats are limited, and so don't wait till the last minute. Get in contact, sign up today, and I look forward to meeting you if you're in the Houston area on April 20th. That's next weekend. So, Ms. Wagner, I want to thank you so much for calling in. If you have any last-minute remarks or anything you want to tell my listeners about what you're doing, about your book or anything at all?
Well, the last thing I want to say is just not to delay. not to take anything for granted and assume that we'll be here tomorrow to accomplish our goals. I say that because 1 week ago today we buried my aunt. And through my grieving, I write when I grieve, I have really had an epiphany about tomorrow not being promised. We say that often, but to actually see life go fast, to understand, to really capture and understand the fragility of life, that should give us a sense of urgency. So my last thought to anyone who's listening is if there's something you've been wanting to do, I don't care if it's writing a book, writing a song, getting that degree, getting that GED, reconciling with that neighbor, with that loved one, do it. Don't delay it. Don't delay it. Seize it, because your testimony and your talent can bless the world, and we need it.
Amen. I couldn't say it better. You sound like me, and I thank you again for calling in and sharing all your great wisdom and information. And I look forward to seeing you next Friday night.
As we say in español, igualmente, same to you, y nos vemos muy pronto. I'll see each other very soon. Gracias, señor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Hasta luego.
All right, my listeners. Bye-bye. You heard it. You heard it from the lady herself. So if you're in the Houston area, please get in contact with Ms. Wagner or myself, and so we get you signed up for this amazing workshop we're doing at the Galleria in Houston on April the 20th. Great word of inspiration. And as she was talking about turning the books into Spanish, I'm sitting there going like, okay, why haven't I done that? I got this new book that I just released my ex-wife. I'm going to call her tonight and say, we're going to turn that book into a Spanish-written book so we can reach that market. I'm definitely going to do that. So hopefully you also got the light bulb went off in your head, too, that you need. I know I'm working with another colleague who's doing an amazing book, and I'm going to talk to him about turning his book also into Spanish. That's a new market. So let's just definitely look at ways to expand our brand. So I'm going to turn it back over to Sunny and let her give you the call-in information. We got 47 about 12 more minutes on the air. So if you still have any questions for me, you want to call in or get more information, Sunny's going to let you know how also to sign up if you want to advertise with Loud Mouth Radio. Take it away, Sunny.
Good evening, listeners, and we want to thank you again for tuning in to Loudmouth Radio. Welcome to Night Talk Live with J.L. King, and we are broadcasting live on Blog Talk Radio. And we're actually on loudmouthradio.com for all our pod listeners that are actually listening via internet. We want to thank you for being able to listen live. And if you actually are just tuning in and you miss a majority of the show, you actually can listen to the show on demand, which it should be available once we actually come off air. Usually anytime after 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the shows that have actually aired that night are available for on-demand listening and viewing. We want to thank all of our guests that came on tonight. And like JL said, we want to encourage you, if you have a desire to actually advertise your business, we want to tell you how to do so. So we want to give you our number, which is 706-363-3895. You also can reach us online on Facebook.com/loudmouthonline. And make sure when you're typing in loudmouth that you're putting two D's together. So we actually are really loud here. So we want to thank everyone once again for tuning in. We have some fantastic promotions that we actually are launching out. And we're doing some big things. We actually have 3 more shows that will be going into production coming up towards the end of this month. So we are really looking forward to the expansion of Loudmouth Radio. And once again, we want to thank J.L. King for doing a marvelous job with his first night as Night Talk Live, exclusively with your host, J.L. King. And if you would like like J.L. said, if you want to have him maybe talk or touch on some points or topics that you have interest in, make sure you post Daddy King, your desired conversations, your comments. You can do that directly on Loudmouth Radio, on our Blog Talk channel, as well as message us or email. And if you would like to dial in at any point tonight and speak to us, 347-826-7520. I believe at this point JL has a few more minutes on air, so if he has anything additional that you would like to ask him, he's actually available for you now. And we want to thank you again for tuning in.
Thank you, Sonny. Great, thank you. Thank you. Glad to be part of Loudmouth Radio. This is good. I like an hour show. It gives me a chance to, people always tell me, man, you talk so fast. Well, yeah, I do talk fast. like I saw fast, but I'm excited about something, and to get everything in. I had another guest I was going to have. I also called in, but I'm glad I didn't. But I'm going to do a special show, probably 21st, maybe the 19th of April, and I'm going to have my ex-wife, Brenda Browder, to be on the show, and we're going to do a show with her for the whole hour, and that's right before the Oprah show airs, and I want you guys to tune in, and so you can hear straight from her mouth why she didn't kill me from living on the down low. Because a lot of times people ask her, why you didn't kill that Negro? I would have killed him. But we have come full circle, and now she's my best friend. Her husband and I talk all the time. We always together for family dinners, get-togethers, birthday parties, because we wanted to move on, and we didn't want something to not only take the joy out of our family, but all of our kids' lives. So I think that you guys will really enjoy hearing. It really will be an exclusive. Right before Oprah airs her thing, we're giving you an exclusive on Loudmouth, where you can actually meet my ex-wife, Brenda Browder, and she and hear and joining on the conversation on how we were able and develop this very powerful relationship. Oprah said to me that Brenda and I have become the new normal family, and the reason that she's doing such a big show on Where Are They Now is because she wanted the world to see that you don't have to hold on to hatred, and you don't have to hold on to the dark side when relationships fall apart. You still can forgive, love again, and move on. So look forward to that. I'm sure Sunday will be promoting that big time. So that's why we got our April 19th show, Night Talk with JL. It's going to be my very special guest, Brenda Browder, and we're going to be discussing our new book, The X Factor, and it's out on the market right now. And please go to thexfactorbookandtour.com, the X Factor Book and tour.com, and we put a video clip on that website of a reality show that we were shopping to have put on. I think Harpo wanted us to do a reality show about our relationship. So we did put a little clip on the X Factor Book and tour.com. You also can order the book off the site. So that's going to be my special guest on April 19th. If that's that Thursday, my ex-wife, Brenda Browder, exclusive interview here on Loud Mouth Talk Radio at night. Talk with your host, JL, a.k.a. Daddy King. We're going to be blowing up that pre-promotion real soon as we lead up to the Where Are They Now show. Matter of fact, Sonny and I also was videotaped when the Oprah's crew was here following around town. So I got my fingers crossed that we made the cut, and that you guys may see Sonny and I in the very beginning of talking about doing the show, planning it out and working it out. So I got my fingers crossed that you will see that as part of this amazing show that they took of us. So anyway, I look forward to that. I look forward to having Brenda on the show. I'm going to need a whole hour with her because even though we're not married no more, sometimes when we get together, we still think we're married. We still argue and fight. And I told her the other day when I was in D.C., and her husband, I said, I see why I'm not married to you anymore. And she thought that was real funny as well. As well, what's so interesting about my relationship, I'm not going to go too far into it tonight, but she has been trying to hook me up with a guy. Now, come on now. We have come full circle from her being my wife to me being on the DL to destroying her life to now where she's trying to find a perfect partner for me because she wants somebody that will love me. So that is growth that you won't hear in the African-American community anywhere. So you definitely want to tune into that show, and we're going to really blow it up. So you will tune in and hear and meet my ex-wife, Brenda Browder, who will probably be listening tonight, I'm sure. So, again, I have a few minutes on the air, and, again, hopefully you will email me, text me, call me, Facebook me. Again, if you don't, after the show's over, you still can post your questions, and I will get them, and I will raise them next week when I'm back on the air. Because, again, what you give out is what we're going to give back to you. I'm all about giving. All about giving. If you read any of my Facebook postings, I'm all about giving away. Also, if anybody needs some CDs, I got over 500 CDs I want to sell for only $3 a piece. I got over 500 books that I've been trying to give away and sell as well. Artwork, so I'm downsizing my life because before I end this journey, I want to be so fluid. I want to be able to grab a suitcase, and if I want to go to Europe or Africa, That's what I want to do. I'm no longer bogged down by materialistic things. In fact, I may do a future show about, are you attached to materialistic things, or can you let them go? Oh, that'd be a great show. So okay, we're gonna do a show called "Make Your Haters Your Motivators." We're gonna do a show with my ex-wife, Brittany Browder. We're gonna do a show about, are you attached to materialistic things? And I'm gonna listen to what you want me to talk about as well. And we're gonna do some on-location shows. So it's gonna be a great, great series over the next couple months. And so just tune in. We are only going to get better. I'm going to only get better as well. And so on that note, it is 5 minutes to 9, and I'm not going to just keep talking and rambling. I don't like to do that. I'm going to let Sonny give you our jingle. This is going to be the last time you're going to hear this jingle for my show, and let it take you on out. And I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and for listening. I'm going to go back on Facebook and to tell you to please go back and listen to the show that will be available. Sonny already told you how to listen to the show, and I want you to know I love you. You know, I always say I love you, Daddy King. And last thing I'm going to say to you, keep me in your prayers. Say your prayers tonight, and I'll look forward to hearing from you next Thursday. In the meantime, God bless.
This has been a live broadcast of Night Talk Live with J.L. King. We want to thank everyone for listening and tuning in. This actual on-demand show will be available 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we want to make sure that you tune in each and every week with all our shows. Monday nights, The Universal Mind with Roderick Watkins. Tuesday nights, The Bare Truth, Love, Life, Sex, and Flowers with Jazzy Jones. And Thursday nights, Night Talk Live with J.L. King. As we will also be promoting our upcoming shows, make sure you tune in and follow us on blogtalkradio.com/loudmouthradio. Once again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you to our guest, Ms. Wagner, for sharing her tidbit of information. JL, we hope that your event this weekend is going to be a great success. Make sure you also connect with JL on Facebook, author JL King. And I will tell you, he most likely will screen you. So if you do, reach out to him on social networking. Also, follow us on Twitter. I don't believe we announced our Twitter page, which is @Loudmouth, LOUDDMOUTH. And we want to thank each and every one of our guests that have been so gracious to us over the last few weeks that we launched Loudmouth Radio Network. This has been an awesome experience. And for our listeners that have businesses, once again, make sure you attach yourselves to us. This thing is growing like wildfire. We got some great rates until the end of the month. As our listeners and our actual audience is growing rapidly, those rates will start fluctuating. So we want to encourage you to kind of go ahead and grandfather your business in there and get these rates and get an opportunity to get your business off the ground. Once again, you can reach us at 706-363-3895. And this on-demand episode is available 24/7 on loudmouthradio.com. As far as messages, you actually can post and feel free to send comments and topics directly from our Blog Talk Radio. We actually have an indicator for messages, which comes directly into our producer's inbox, which is myself. And we are able to respond back to you. So we look forward to hearing more about the things that you're hearing on air with us. You want to talk about some of our past shows, we would love to hear your feedback. And we will actually post them and read them and share with the rest of the world how you're feeling about us. So with that being said, we want to tell everyone to have a great evening, love and light.